Thank you for turning me on, Greg. Okay, that was probably the most intense. I wasn't supposed to cry. And I lined my eyes and everything with black eyeliner, so that's not gonna work. And I wore eye makeup. Thank you guys for the standing ovation. I hope it's because that you all see a piece of yourself in that video. Can you identify with it? If you could identify with it, let me know. You know what's really cool about that is those applause were not size exclusive. It was the entire spectrum of this journey. And I think that's what's so vitally important. So we gotta change this energy for a second, because I can't sit up here like whimpering, and it's really tough to watch that video. And not because I'm like sad we went through. I'm so freaking glad we went through that, because where we are right now. So here's what I need you guys to do. And I need energy. I need you guys all to say, my story matters now. 1, 2, 3. My story matters now. Listen, y'all. DC is big. I know DC's got some energy. I need energy, because I need you to believe this. I need to hear it like you flippin' believe it. 1, 2, 3. My story matters now. One more time. My story matters now. Do you believe me? Do you believe me? I know there's going to be some non-believers in this audience, and I'm okay with that, because I'm hoping by the end of this that you will believe this. I am not a unicorn in this. I represent over 70% of the population. According to the CDC, 70% of the population is overweight. Now let me tell you something. I've lost over 100 pounds. Hold on. I've put on weight, and I lost it, and I put on weight, and I lost it, and I put on weight. Just recently, I was in the 80-day obsession test group. I lost 29 inches, 10 inches off my waist. What was it? 4 inches off my thigh, like ridiculous. In a 1 week period of time, I gained 20 pounds. And I'm gonna tell you what happened, because I think it's important for you guys to know this step. So in this journey, you have your ups and downs. I want to tell you that life's been perfect since after that video. We've had no struggles, we've had no problems. It's been a breeze, you guys. Life has been so freaking easy, like I don't know what y'all are complaining about. Like, that's the worst of it. That's the worst of it. It may have been in that moment, but that story prepared me and my family for where I am today. I'm a better person because of that story. And I'm gonna be honest with you, life has been tough since after that. So a lot of times we get hung up. How many of you guys have been on this journey? You've lost, you've gained, you lost, you gained, right? Oh my gosh, again, not size exclusive. Very interesting, not size exclusive. So the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of you guys know that I speak to plus size women. A lot of plus size women relate to me. Well, guess who else relates to me? People who are fitness experts. People who are on the other end of the spectrum. Because this journey doesn't have a size. As a matter of fact, I use the hashtags, my hashtag, fit has no size. When I got done with the 80-day obsession, I was chosen to be a part of this test group. And they said, oh, by the way, it's an intermediate to advanced test group. The demographic is this, which was not my demographic. And I'm like, let me show you what we can do. Let me show you what we can do. And I made it bigger than myself. I followed it to a T. I struggled through it like you wouldn't believe. I got on those sliders, I swore there was a weight limit. I'm like, and I was taking notes, like, ooh, I have to let Autumn know there's a weight limit on these sliders, you really should let people know that. No, there was a core limit. I didn't have the core, right? Like, I tried the chair, I tried all these things. Eventually, I got rid of the sliders, and I decided I'm just gonna start going through the movements as best I can and modify it. Came out of that group. We moved. I don't know if you guys know, we moved into a small apartment. We stayed there. Rebuilt our lives from scratch. In November of this year, all of a sudden, a home fell into our lap. So I don't know if you guys have ever had to overcome financial ruin. Not an easy thing to do, and people have lots of opinions about that. And we were able to get into this home. And I lost my mind. all my son wanted is feel grass between his toes. He wanted a backyard. Didn't know what it felt like to live in a home. And I remember our furniture came from like garage cans, like whatever it took to rebuild our house. Our first apartment had mice. It was nuts. We lost. When I say we were broke and homeless and lost everything, I still don't have a wedding ring, whichever hand it's supposed to be on, I don't remember anymore, to this day. We sold that too. You will do what it takes to put food in your kid's belly, and you will do that for them before you will take care of yourself, right? Yeah, it's the opposite, y'all. You put the mask on you first, and then you put it on your kids. But we don't do that because they become a convenient reason, AKA excuse. Move into this home, finished 80-day session, so excited. We were in a home. I got slammed with the most massive amount of depression and anxiety that I've felt in years. It scared me. It scared me. Because all of a sudden, I called my internal gremlin. My internal gremlin came out. The voice I got down to a whisper, my girls in Team NSB know this. The voice I got down to a whisper came out with a vengeance. And I fed it after midnight. I guess you're not supposed to do that. I'm an 80s girl. Remember when Camp Gremlin? You're not supposed to be looking at you. So I started feeding that thing after midnight, and that thing went from gizmo to the big ugly gremlin in like 0 to 60 seconds. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, we're gonna be on the streets. We're gonna be on the streets. What have I done? What have I done? Can I do this? Fear shakes me to my core when I talk about this. But I want you to know this because you guys understand that you're still gonna go through struggle. You're still gonna have problems. Shortly thereafter, I tell people this, I firmly believe I manifested shingles on my face. Thank God for Tony Horton telling a story. I'm like, oh, that's really tragic. What a bummer, Tony. And I'm like, oh, I had no idea that I was reading my future. I had no clue. And I woke up one morning, my face is falling off. My forehead looked like Klingon. My face is falling off. And I looked at my husband and I'm like, did I have a stroke? Because I couldn't talk. Like my mouth wouldn't move. And we thought, oh my God, I've had a stroke. I had shingles on my face. I lost my vision. And I don't know if you guys ever lost vision before, but you kind of know what you're supposed to see. Well, I knew what my room was supposed to look like, what this house was supposed to look like. I had to sit in the dark. No light, no computer, no sound. Oh, just plugging audibles in your ear. Have you ever had facial pain, nerve pain so intense? No sound. Not even a chirping bird. I became a vampire. And I went, what just happened? So in order to help me with the shingles and to save my eyesight, they put me on medications. It was really cool. My husband has kind of a background in things and knows what steroids can do. Somebody mentioned or forgot to mention you can gain a tremendous amount of weight very quickly with steroids. I gained 20 in less than 1 week. My stomach came out to here and I went, what happened? Here's the thing I've learned in this journey. In the 5 years I've been on this journey, I've been able to maintain an 85-pound weight loss and 6 dress sizes. That ain't the impressive part. The impressive part is I found such an extreme sense of self-love starting day one because I was not put on this earth to be a mistake. My body and what it looks like is not to be, it's not anybody else's business. It's my body. And I love it from the inside out. I was forced to sit in the dark. And I think the universe needed me to see something that I was missing. And I sat in the dark to see the light. Your darkness allows you to see the light. What is it? Seeds sprout in the dark. Growth happens in our struggle. Growth happens in our deepest, darkest moments. It's supposed to. And if you're not listening, it's keep hitting you until you finally listen. I don't know how many times the universe was kind of like knocking on my soul going, hey, you need to change some stuff. Some stuff's going on. And I ended up finding comfort and solace, I guess is the word, when that depression and anxiety hit. I remember that place. I remember all the struggles I was going through. I liked it very much. But I liked living my life better. And that was tough. So how many of you guys have had your business and your business, oh, by the way, I should tell you, in the last 10 days of the year, had all the points in the world, everything set up, I missed elite. Did that define me? Not for an instant. I value elite, I value rank, I value what this business can do for us. But my kids didn't have to worry about food being in their belly. We increased our income, insert Beachbody disclaimer here. We never talk about finances here, but let me tell you something. We increased our business by 160% that year. Just because one thing goes wrong or you miss one thing, it doesn't define everything. A bad moment doesn't have to turn into a bad year or bad life. It's a bad moment. Mm-hmm. And so after all this, I can't be on social media, I can't do anything. You know who wrapped their arms around me? My Beachbody family. It was no secret. They knew I was struggling. They showed up at our house with a Christmas tree. They all sent these beautiful ornaments. And I was reborn. Because it was a reminder that this is a journey together. And not separately and not individually. Our mess is our message. In your deepest, darkest moment that you want to hide from the rest of the world, there's one person out there that's desperate to hear about it. That needs to hear it from you and where you stand right in this moment. It's that powerful. I didn't hide my story. Well, Tulin, was it difficult to show that you were having ups and downs and things like that and you were struggling personally? Yes, it was, but I believe in being completely transparent and I don't worry about what the negative naysayers have to say because I'm not talking to you anyways. I'm not. I'm talking to the person that needs my message. But most importantly, I am talking to myself. And I put it on social media. Social media has been my greatest therapy. I would not be with these amazing women if it wasn't for social media. If I didn't share my raw transparency, they would not be in my life. And as much as I pour and I want to share my journey, you know what they do? They do the exact same thing. They are coaches. We coach each other through the most difficult times. So, I'm down a little bit from that game. Couldn't do much. Does it define me? Or as a coach? I'm standing up here in the tightest jeans I have. And I like it. And I like it. And that's the thing, you guys, is this journey is so much more than what you think it's supposed to be. That is wasted energy. It is not about what you think it's supposed to be, and it's about where you are right now. So I'll give you an example. So, it was, I think on the slide it says the plus size health and fitness motivator. Do you know how I came up with that term? So I was walking in I used to be a model, I'm not anymore. I do some stuff, but I don't pretend like I'm a model because I certainly can't pose. But I had an opportunity to walk in a runway show. It was the first plus size woman to walk in an outdoor retailer show. And I was really proud about that. I was much larger than I am right now. And I remember they asked me, like, what do you do? And I'm like, well, I don't know, I strung a bunch of words together. Plus size health and fitness motivator. Do you know why I know that matters? Because I see all you guys who say plus size health and fitness motivator, plus size health and fitness mentor, plus size blah, blah, blah. You know what that means to me? That means that we have a message that's bigger than ourselves and we want to get out there and we identify with that. Does that make us less than? Are there people in this audience who don't understand the term of being plus size? You might, because you might not have had the struggle. Plus can't be a negative. This is how we found workouts. This is how people find the modifiers. This is how they can find workout clothes that they feel fierce in that doesn't have random freaking rhinestones thrown on it. This is how we found, like, I don't know, do you guys all work out with rhinestones? Because somewhere along the way, somebody thought plus size women need to work out with rhinestones, and we don't. We're cheap enough as it is. We don't need rhinestones to add to it. All right, so when we think about the negative aspects of, well, I can't understand, you're still on your journey, how do you share this? The number of people who think this in this room are very few. The number of people who are inspired by this is a lot. This is the world. This is who needs us. And regardless of what you identify with, somebody needs you right now where you stand. And I want to bring up something else too. As a larger woman, the last thing I want is to be judged by my body. Therefore, if I don't want to judge myself or be judged for my body, I have to honor